CTV News with Sarah Freemark.
You say, we say football. This is football. I don't know why you call it soccer if you play with your foot. So it is football for us.
Setting the story straight as people flock to Alliston for a glimpse of Team Panama, which is now staying in our region for the World Cup. Good Monday evening to you. One of our local resorts is playing host to the international team, becoming the official training base camp. In fact, we're the only resort in Canada chosen to do this. From the obligation to use a particular type of grass to tickets for fans that want to watch the practice close up, our Rob Cooper brings us more.
After years of preparation, Panama's national men's soccer team has arrived at the Nottawasaga Resort in Alliston ahead of the World Cup.
The camp is really away from the city. They're a little away from everything, but he knows that once the days continue, then he'll try to have a better impression of what it's on in this camp.
Team Panama will call the resort home for the next 3 weeks. 2 FIFA-approved fields have been created for the players, and people out golfing at the resort this morning had the chance to catch a close-up glimpse of some of the players.
That is really cool, yeah. We can't wait until it starts on Friday.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Very exciting. Oh yeah, for sure. Yesterday when they arrived was a very exciting time for everybody, and I've even had 2 of them want to come out golfing tomorrow, so that's pretty amazing.
Players are not the only visitors to the resort. A large contingent of media from Panama are covering the team. Eduardo Lewing works for TVN and TV Max.
We are going to do it okay, and the Panamanian team will be a surprise in this World Cup.
There's a strong police presence on the grounds, making sure players are safe.
And you can expect us here for the duration of the tournament. The place is off limits to the public. However, the residents and golfers and people using the facilities are still allowed to enter.
The resort says it's thrilled to have a world-class team use their grounds to prepare for the World Cup.
Just absolutely special and thrilling. Our team, our staff, our whole culinary group, we're thrilled to have our maintenance staff from the greenskeeping side of things looking after the field, making sure they're tip-top shape for these for the base camp and for the training.
So Team Panama will be here at the Nottawasaga Resort for the next several weeks. Keep in mind, security will be tight. Fans are not allowed on the grounds. However, there will be a special fan day on Thursday. Those allowed in have already been selected. Rob Cooper, CTV News, Alliston.
Team Canada got in some practice time in Toronto this morning ahead of its opening match of the World Cup. Fans lined up hoping to catch up with some of the players. A few of them shook hands and signed autographs as they made their way onto the pitch. The team is holding their lead-up training sessions at the Toronto FC training grounds in Downsview Park. Canada's opening match against Bosnia and Herzegovina is set for Friday at 3 p.m. at Toronto Stadium. Case, is that what happens to you? People ask for your autograph every time they see you?
Oh, let's not talk about that. Let's go with the fact that yes, we're all excited for the FIFA World Cup, and it's going to be so much fun. And autograph seeking, yeah, I'm sure Rob got a few of the Panamanian autographs. Absolutely, great weather too. Fantastic soccer weather. Although you can play in any condition. Let's continue on right now with the first look at the forecast and talk about. First look at the forecast brought to you by the GravelDrivewayGuy.com, your local gravel driveway expert. 24 gorgeous degrees, Sarah. Winds are out of the southeast, 11 kilometers an hour. They'll gust as high as about 30 a little later on. And oh, what an evening. Oh, what a temperature. 27 degrees in Collingwood as we speak, without the wind chill, I might add. 19 in Owen Sound, could be a windy one. 25 in Gravenhurst, 23 in the Sunshine City of Aurelia, 25 in Alliston. Hello, Panama, in Alliston, and 23 degrees is what we're looking at currently in Newmarket. A quick look at the radar satellite images and jump on board because we're going to do a little bit of a pullback. Gorgeous evening. This is the last little while, and what do we got coming our way? Well, yes. A system with a number of different storms in them. And coming up, Sarah, in just a few minutes' time, I'll let you know how much rain we're looking at as far as the storm goes. And the storm of another nature mentioned as well. All that coming up in a few minutes' time. Back inside.
All right, thanks, Case. Barrie police are searching for a dog that attacked several people this morning, including a child. Police received a call just before 9 o'clock about a child who was attacked near Loggers Run and Essa Road, sending them to hospital. Meanwhile, nearby Ferndale Elementary School initiated a hold and secure as a safety precaution. Police say that they're tracking the dog, but they haven't caught it yet. The reason why it got loose and the exact number of people who have been attacked is not yet known. The dog is described as a large, light brown bully breed with a mastiff head and a red leash. Anyone who sees it is urged to avoid approaching and to contact police immediately. We'll make sure to stay on top of that and bring you an update when we have one. A motorcyclist has died after a crash today in New Tecumseh. Nottawasaga OPP was called to County Road 1 this afternoon near the Agila town line for a single vehicle crash involving that motorcycle. Police say the rider was brought to a local hospital where they were pronounced dead. The area was closed as police continue to investigate the incident. Meanwhile, 3 people have died, including a man from Barrie, after a crash in Kawartha Lakes between a car and 4 motorcycles.
I believe that the motorcycles were in a group. However, I don't know the direction of travel for both the vehicle and the motorcycles. Again, hopefully in the couple days following here, we'll have an idea.
The crash happened Saturday night around 6 o'clock near Peterborough. Police say an 18-year-old driving the car and a 72-year-old motorcyclist were pronounced dead at the scene. Another 65-year-old man from Barrie who was on a motorcycle died later in hospital. A 3rd motorcyclist was taken to hospital and the 4th was treated and released at the scene. The cause of that crash also under investigation. A Barrie High School was under a short lockdown this morning after a water gun was mistaken for the real thing. Police were called to Bear Creek Secondary School after a parent reported that a student was possibly carrying a firearm. When officers tracked down the student, they confirmed that the weapon was plastic. Police told CTV News the student had no intent to harm anyone. There was a 15-minute lockdown for the investigation that ended around 9:15 a.m. No injuries were reported and no charges were laid. Emergency crews, meanwhile, were called to a Barrie Plaza on Big Bay Point yesterday afternoon after a vehicle reportedly crashed into the storefront. The Domino's Pizza was badly damaged, as was the nail salon next door. No one was injured, but the cause of that crash not yet known. The man charged with murder after a body was found along a walking trail in Orillia made a court appearance today. As CTV's Mike Arcelides reports, this isn't the first time this person is tangled with the law.
Devin Alamina is charged with second-degree murder, accused of killing a man along the Scout Valley Trail in Orillia last week, when police confirmed the 33-year-old from Brampton was arrested following the discovery of a man in distress with serious injuries.
Upon arriving at scene, that person was transported to a local hospital where they were later pronounced deceased.
That man is Justin Van Allen of Orillia. CTV News has learned Van Allen, as he'd often done, was walking his dogs along the trail when he was inexplicably stabbed at about 7 p.m. on Tuesday. Initially described by investigators as a suspicious death investigation, Alamina appeared in court from the police station in Orillia the next day. Alamina appearing again in court today from jail in London. Court documents show Alamina has a recent criminal record, including a conviction for assault with a weapon in Orillia this past February, when he was sentenced to 60 days of time served. Alamina was found guilty of failing to comply with a probation order from last summer in Caledon, after provincial police said Alamina assaulted a person at a grocery store in early June before slashing a person's tire the next day in a parking lot along Highway 50. Police charged Alamina with assault with a weapon, mischief, and possession of drugs, along with failing to comply with release orders. The ultimate girl dad, Van Allen, was 47, a loving and devoted family man who leaves behind his wife and 5 children. Alamina is next scheduled to appear in a virtual courtroom from jail on Wednesday. The allegations against him have not been tested in court. Mike Arcelides, CTV News, Barrie.
We now know that the bones found along a walking trail in Barrie are believed to be human. That's according to police. So the question is, what's next in that investigation? Let's get to CTV's Jack Morse. He's been following this story and joins us live tonight. Jack, what can you share?
Well, Sarah, police are still on the scene at this hour. After those bones that were discovered in Birdsley Park on Friday, investigators now say they believe that those bones are in fact human. Officers first closed off part of the park that Friday afternoon, when a worker discovered the bones. At the time, police said it was too early to know if the remains were human, but Barrie Police launched a full-scale investigation that's now been going for more than 3 days. In the early hours, neighbors were in the dark.
On Friday, they had people in there in the hazmat suits and like their boots taped up and stuff. So they were taking it pretty seriously. That was when we sort of figured out it's something more than just an overdose, when the big forensics van showed up.
It's not clear at this time how the bones got into the park, how long they were in the park, or if there was any criminal activity involved. Police have also not suggested who the remains might belong to, with no known age or sex as of now. Now, Bursey Park is still partially closed off, with the east and west ends of the walking trail cordoned off by police, as you saw there in our video. Those police are expected to be on the scene for some time while they collect evidence. Sarah.
Okay, that's our Jack Morris reporting live tonight. Appreciate that. Part of a major South End Barrie Road is now closed for a construction project that will last several months. Mapleview Drive East is now blocked off in both directions between Chef Lane and the intersection of Royal Jubilee Drive and Lally Terrace. The city says the full closure is required until late November for the Hewitts Creek culvert installation. Detours are available through Yonge Street, Big Bay Point, and Prince William Way. Transit buses will be rerouted as well. Well, the numbers are in. Around 4,000 people came out on Saturday for the fast-growing Troubadour Festival Summer Concert Series. It officially returned to downtown Barrie for the first show of its second season. Now, the day featured the Roadhammers as our headliner, a mix of up-and-coming talent in the local opener showcase, and a full day of expanded fun for everyone. Here's CTV's Mike Lang with a recap.
Roadhammers rocking downtown Barrie into Saturday night. The Juno and multi-CCMA award-winning group got the thousands in the crowd on their feet with top hits Till the Wheels Fall Off, Mud, Eastbound and Down, and I'm a Roadhammer.
I promised these guys like the show of the year, and I think that's what the audience gave us. We had a great time.
Well, we're sweaty and we're tired. That's a good sign.
There you go.
The performance extra special for frontman and Barrie native Jason McCoy.
You get to see a lot of friends and family, and it's kind of like a bit of a family reunion, but it's just off the hook. Barrie's like one of the prettiest waterfronts around, so you couldn't ask for a better night.
Four acts warmed up the stage for the Roadhammers, starting with Mississauga's Kendra Gabrielle kicking off the local opener showcase with top hits Steady, Drunk on My Own, and Red.
I like to write things that I've gone through, my friends have gone through, and younger girls can look up to, and that's what I think connects with my audience, is just being honest and, just going for it.
Aurelia's McKenna Gibbons followed, an artist and sound engineer displaying the art and science of country music, also in front of familiar faces in the crowd.
It was really awesome because a lot of my family is on the outskirts, so a lot of time when you're performing, they don't get to come, so this was really nice to actually have everybody in the front row, so that meant a lot.
Then it was the young up-and-coming Jammers Waffle House, whose set was extended after the crowd demanded an encore.
We got the crowd singing our song Shame, which was amazing. It's always great. It was awesome to play Fell Apart. We got to sneak in a couple of covers today.
Take on Me is always so much fun.
Oh, yeah. No, we got to play a little bit of everything.
Sam Pauli and the Old Tomorrows set the stage as the headliner opener. The Troubadour Festival also brought expanded programming for all ages. Earlier in the day, hundreds of kids singing along with beloved children's stars Katie and Toby.
My name is Katie. What's your name?
Then a special afternoon performance from Oakville country artist Paige Rutledge. She says she writes most of her songs from her cottage off Lake Couchiching.
That's where the inspiration strikes, and so what a peaceful place to do it, and so this place has always felt like a second home to me.
The Troubadour Festival Summer Concert Series continues with the Watchmen headlining night 2 on Saturday, July 25th, which will also take part during the Classics in the Park car show. Mike Lang, CTV News, Barrie.
And I had the chance to chat with the Roadhammers right before they took the stage on Saturday. We'll have that full interview coming up here on CTV Barrie in less than 10 minutes time. The City of Barrie is asking for public input on the future redevelopment of Minette's Point Park. Residents are being asked to give their feedback on 2 preliminary concepts and complete a survey before the end of the month for a chance to win a prize. The city says these opinions will influence the final concept that will be used. The redevelopment is to improve water access, enhance natural features, and strengthen connections to surrounding neighborhoods. Information sessions will be taking place at the park next Wednesday and Thursday. Calling all artists. Here's your chance to leave your mark on the town of Collingwood. The town says it is looking for uplifting, colorful, and engaging artwork that will inspire those performing on the stage. You can choose up to 5 original pieces to enter that submission process.
We're looking for submissions. It could be a single artist, it could be a group of artists coming together to submit that we can add to our backdrop that really celebrate community, celebrate the space, celebrate the energy and excitement of a park like Sunset Point Park down by the water that is often and usually active with kids playing and enjoying being outside and being together as community.
The town hopes the mural will transform the space into a bold, vibrant installation that celebrates community pride and energy of the popular waterfront. Deadline for submissions is July 10th. Still to come, what an incredible turnout for our first Troubadour Treehouse stage. That's Katie and Toby, who had families up and dancing. We'll share when they'll be back in our region. Plus, it's the nation's largest type 1 diabetes fundraiser, and Barrie's waterfront was lined with locals supporting the cause. Stay with us. You're watching CTV News Barrie. Presented by Paul Sadlin Motors.
Music, it's a small community, so when something's really good, we all want to be part of it.
We have an amazing music scene here. Having people come together in community, listen to some amazing local artists, brings the downtown alive. It brings our city alive.
Troubadour Festival 2026 is going to be off the hook. Road Amory's got the Watchmen, Bahamas, going to be great.
Thanks for staying with us. Sunday marked Canada's largest fundraising event for type 1 diabetes, and Barrie's waterfront was the perfect backdrop for local support at the 5K Breakthrough T1D Walk.
3, 2, 1.
I don't have type 1 diabetes. My son does, so I'm a mom of a type 1. It's nonstop. It's 24 hours, 7 days a week. No breaks, no holidays. Families can enjoy being surrounded by others that get it, that understand what type 1 diabetes is and how it affects their family. So it's important to be together as a community.
We're doing this to raise money for hopefully a cure for type 1 diabetes and to save some people's lives.
Since 1994, the fundraising event, which supports those living with type 1 diabetes, has raised $146 million. For the very first time, our Troubadour Festival Summer Concert Series featured a treehouse stage, and children's performers Katie and Toby brought the family-friendly energy.
Who's here for Katie and Toby?
My granddaughter lives with lots of medical issues and has to have lots of medical procedures on a regular basis, and Miss Katie is what gets her through. Anytime we have to do something hard, I need a Miss Katie, and then we survive and we get through, and Miss Katie reminds us that we are going to be okay.
Everybody needs a Miss Katie in their life. The super simple summer sing-along with Katie and Toby will be back in our region on June 21st in Orillia and in Parry Sound on August 20th. Legionnaires from branches throughout the district met in Coldwater on Sunday to mark the Drumhead ceremony. Historically, Drumhead services were church services that were done by the regimental padre in the field during armed conflict. 103-year-old veteran Bill Snow was in attendance, along with 16 Wing Commander Colonel Wesley Cunningham, as wreaths were laid. The Royal Canadian Legion continues this tradition by conducting a Drumhead service to pay homage to comrades who offered their lives in defense of our country. Boy, was it ever a busy weekend. There is plenty to revisit, and that can always be done on our website. There it is, ctvnews.ca/Barrie, or use your cell phone to scan that QR code on your screen. And what a weekend it was. I was hosting the full day of performances and had the chance to speak with the Roadhammers right before they went on the Troubadour Festival Summer Concert Series stage. Here's a look.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Troubadour Festival Summer Concert Series. I'm Sarah Freemark. I'm joined by Jason, Clayton, and Chris. They are the Roadhammers. How you feeling, lads?
Great. We had a sound check earlier. We're on the most beautiful waterfront in Ontario, dare I say the world, so it's going to be fantastic.
And you're about to travel the world, right?
We are. I'm heading over to Africa next week, actually. We're heading to Australia in October, so the air miles are banging. It's all right.
Okay, that's a new opinion on travel. I like that, the air miles. Okay, let's talk about tonight, because you are our headliners. People are incredibly excited to hear you. What's it feel like to be in front of a crowd that's so jazzed to see you?
Well, you know, especially being Jason's hometown, this is a great place to be. We've played Barrie many times. They've always been big supporters of the Roadhammers, and the Troubadour Festival is second to none, so we're excited to be here.
Well, and because the Troubadour Festival was so popular last year, we decided to open a family stage that started at noon and then have consistent acts. So, I mean, you've been doing this a long time. What's that like to have 7 opening acts?
Oh, well, it's pretty daunting because, you know, you get to hear these artists and they're so fantastic. I mean, we just heard Jammer's Waffle House, and they really remind you why you got in this business in the first place. So passionate and energetic, and we're like, we want to match that. So they really level things up, and the crowd is in for an amazing weekend.
Mm-hmm. Well, the excitement, it's mounting, it's palpable, if you will. Now, Chris, I know you said you don't usually like to talk during these interviews. However, in your 22 years of working together, there's got to be something that you love, or perhaps don't love, go whichever direction you want, with performing with these guys on stage. Go with love. What do you love?
What about? You know, okay. Well, I will say this: that I do love the consistency. I mean, it's the 3 of us have been on stage together all these years now, and every night they deliver, really, truly. But something I hate.
We're going.
Yeah. How long is this going? No, I won't say it. No, I won't.
Okay, now none of these other things matter. No, let's just get into it. No.
Dirt. Here comes the dirt.
Okay, let's talk new music. We'll talk about Roadhammers in just a sec, but Clayton, what do you have coming up?
I have a brand new album coming out in the fall. First single's called I Miss Tom Petty, which is super exciting. And the Roadhammers have new music coming out with a song called Stop the Bleeding. That's going to be here in August. So we're excited. Lots of new music for the Hammers, and we're celebrating our 20th year this year.
Any final words?
We're sorry in advance. No, it's going to be loud. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be just an amazing kickoff to what is another great year for Troubadour.
Yeah. All right, let's hear it, boys. We're ready for you. Troubadour Festival Summer Concert Series coming to you now.
1, 2, 3, let's go!
Let's go!
On 4.
About 4,000 people came out to support. We have many great images and videos of our performers. You can see them on the CTV Barrie website. Boy, was Jason ever good. So happy I finally saw the Roadhammers live. Still to come, the YMCA project underway here in Barrie will now offer a sensory-friendly daycare, among other things, thanks to a $150,000 donation from a familiar local in our community who is always giving back. Who could it be? Right now, though, let's head outside. Case is in Bob's Garden.
Shout out for the Barrie Storm next year. The Barrie Storm celebrates 50 years of girls' fast-pitch softball. Congratulations. And from one storm to another. I'll let you know what's rolling our way. All that coming up in just a few minutes' time. And our Weather Watcher artiste will have a look. Everett says, did you know there are 37 different species of Ontario ducks and 12 species of sunflowers in Canada? You're watching CTV News Barrie.
Hey, it's Martin and Steph.
From Bounce 104.1.
And this week on the show, we're giving away tickets to see Roxette.
So make sure you're listening Monday to Friday for your chance to win.
Picture this. Brought to you by Bounce 104.1 and Pure Country 106.
Okay, I'm going to make sure that I don't go into our 6 o'clock newscast hungry this week because we are celebrating what's on the grill. Whatever it is, continue to capture those images and email them to us. Picture this at ctv.ca for a chance to be featured. Casey Colby, you were a very popular person on Saturday at Troubadour Festival. A lot of people asking about you, complimenting you. The only bone we have to pick, the brief downpour and high winds in the afternoon that momentarily paused everything.
Momentarily, but thank goodness you had your Troubadour gear on to keep yourself dry.
Yes, thanks to you. The fantastic Troubadour hat. And I think I've got one of the Storm hats as well, except for mine's in red, which I absolutely love.
Nice, nice. Storm, interesting concept, isn't it? Yes, let's talk about the storm. And sure, we've already spoken once about the Barrie storm. Let's talk about what everyone else is going to enjoy, including Barrie, as far as storm goes. And let's get right into the forecast right now. Let's dive in, and here we go. Looking at the temperature outside your door, 25 degrees. Oh, we've thrown in the Humidex. Why not? We're friends. 27 degrees in Parry Sound is what it feels like as we speak. Looks like 28 in Gravenhurst. Ooh, 27 in Alliston, 25 in Newmarket, 25 in the Big Smoke of Toronto, and holding steady at 19 degrees for Owen Sound. Beautiful Owen Sound. This is the almanac for today. 24 and 9, that's the high, that's the low. A record 32 degrees back in 2004, I do remember. And 1957, 0 for record cool. I don't remember that one, but I'll take Environment Canada's stats and run with them. Sunrise, sunset, 5:34 it's up, 9:01 it's down, 15 hours and 27 minutes of daylight. Roll that forecast radar for me, would you please, Adam? And ooh, look what we got coming our way, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, gorgeous night, and then as tomorrow sets in and it starts off really nice, beautiful sunrise, we have a little action coming our way in the form of active weather. This is the Southern Tip of Georgian Bay Lake Simcoe overnight temperatures 14 and 16 degrees. Gorgeous night. Tomorrow, well, it starts off lovely, 25, 27 with the Humidex feeling 32 degrees. Sunny skies to start with, increasing cloud cover, showers, 10 to 20 millimeters of rainfall, possible thunderstorm into the afternoon. To Orangeville, Bradford, Georgina, Newmarket, Richmond Hill, 14 degrees and clear skies this evening. Yeah, a million stars for you to explore. 26 and 27 for tomorrow. Looks like 10 to 20 millimeters of rainfall once the clouds roll in. Humidex holding steady, 32 degrees. It's going to be a sticky one. Parry Sound, Huntsville, Bracebridge, Gravenhurst, Halliburton. We're looking at 10, 12, and 13 degrees under clear skies for tomorrow. 28 for tomorrow. Yeah, 32 degrees with the Humidex. 10 to 15 millimeters of rainfall is what we're expecting. Possible thunderstorm too. How long does it want to stick around? Well, tonight and tomorrow is done with. How about the Diamond and Diamond Lawyers 5-day extended forecast? And it looks like this. 5-day extended forecast, Simcoe County. Ooh, looks like the clouds want to stick around. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we're looking at 30, 40, 40% chance of showers. 25, 28 degrees. Saturday, sun and cloud. That's the next time we're going to see the sun, apparently. 5-day extended forecast, York Region, have a look. And as we have a look, we're looking at cloudy conditions on the Wednesday. Looks like a 30% chance of shower activity. 28 degrees, very warm on Thursday. 30 degrees without the Humidex. A peak of sunshine, not a whole lot. Friday arrives, a little cooler, 28. Chance of a shower, just 40% chance. And then the weekend rolls in as sunny cloud, 26. Muskoka, Parry Sound, Halliburton, cloudy and 40% chance of showers on the Wednesday, 23 degrees. Again, 40% chance of showers on the Thursday, 25. 23 on Friday. Peak of sunshine for you, slight chance of showers. And then Saturday arrives. At this point, 24 degrees and sun and cloud just in time for the weekend, Sarah. So we'll take the storm and see the sunny skies again on the weekend. Back inside.
Thanks, Case. YMCA Simcoe Muskoka announced a generous donation from the Peggy Hill team today. The real estate brokerage donated $150,000 to support the children's space, including making it sensory friendly at the new location in Barrie. The YMCA says the space will offer on-site care for children 3 and under, so parents and caregivers can strengthen their health and well-being. Construction on the new Barrie YMCA is expected to be finished by 2027. How are Barrie businesses doing? Well, the answer is coming up next, because in the CTV Barrie studio, we'll be joined by the Barrie Chamber of Commerce, plus we'll recap tonight's top stories. Please do stay with us. Recapping our top stories, Panama's national men's soccer team has arrived at the Nottawasaga Resort in Alliston ahead of the World Cup. The players will stay there for the next several weeks, but keep in mind that security will be tight and fans will not be allowed on the grounds. Investigators now believe bones discovered near a Barrie park early Friday are human. Barrie police have launched a full-scale investigation and Bursey Park is now closed. A post-mortem on the bones was scheduled for today in Toronto. And 33-year-old Devin Alamina is charged with second-degree murder, accused of killing a man along the Scout Valley Trail in Orillia last week. Police confirmed the 33-year-old from Brampton was arrested following the discovery of a man in distress with serious injuries. With the ongoing conflict in Iran and the uncertainty around the Strait of Hormuz, we're looking at now our businesses, local businesses here in our area feeling the effect. Joining us now to talk about just that is Barrie Chamber of Commerce President and CEO Paul Markle. Always great to see you.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So the Strait of Hormuz, it was open momentarily and now it's been closed again. Is that directly impacting our local businesses?
Absolutely. I mean, it's the uncertainty that's really the problem. And for businesses, obviously fuel is a massive problem, and that uncertainty impacts fuel prices. I'm not sure about you, but anytime a sink gets busted in my place and I call a plumber, I'm not doing it by Zoom, right? So when you have to call trades in, and when you have to call service in, those kinds of sectors are really getting hurt by this. And they're trying to make decisions on pricing and not pass everything down to consumers. But ultimately, that's what winds up happening.
Mm-hmm. With the issue being so global, wide scale, what are businesses telling you that they need? What can we do?
Well, I mean, for the most part, they need resilience. They need the government to get rid of uncertainty as much as they can. Interprovincial trade barriers, we've been talking about them, but there still hasn't really been a lot of action with that. We need, price certainty is obviously there. That impacts everything. It impacts the ability to hire, ability to buy products. But that's where government needs to get in there and continue to do the same work that they've been doing, but they need to do it faster. Clearing up red tape and getting rid of restrictions. Those are the things that allow people to do their best. But what can we do? We can buy locally. We can keep the money on the ground locally. And eliminate some of those threats that are coming from global pressures.
Are the numbers reflecting that people are still supporting local, or has there been a dip?
Yeah, I think they are. Internally, when we see chamber events, those kinds of things, I can use that as a reference point. We're seeing a little less speed to actually purchase tickets. They want to make sure that there's good value, and I don't think that's any different than any other business that's out there. Consumers are making difficult decisions as to whether they're going to spend money and whether there's value in it. And a lot of that just has to do with the fact that there's just not as much disposable income in their bank accounts. And it's the same thing when you're shopping for home. There's just not as much money. You may not be buying the brand name chips. Maybe you're buying the cheaper ones to save a few dollars. That trickles down through the economy all the way through.
Let's talk about the annexed land. It's now officially part of Barrie. Do we have any industrial projects on the horizon, Paul?
Well, I can't really speak of anything in particular, but I can tell you that it's an exciting opportunity for the region. A few weeks ago, we did an event called the Nuclear Renaissance, which talked about the importance of obviously nuclear energy, clean energy, the impact on clean ice or on isotopes and those kinds of things. But really, when you start talking about the annexed land, you start taking a look at the defense structure, defense fund, the amount of money that's going to be coming into this region just based on it, proximity to base board. That annexed land becomes very, very important in fueling our future. So I think we're positioned in a very, very good spot. Barrie's done an excellent job from a financial standpoint to get us in a position where when those opportunities come up, we're going to be first at the rail.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for taking the time to chat with me and our viewers.
I appreciate you having me. Thank you.
Yeah, we will remind them that you can watch this interview again, and it can be found on the website. I've been chatting with the president and CEO of the Barrie Chamber of Commerce, Paul Markle. There's a site, ctvnews.ca/Barrie. Turning to business news now, the Bank of Canada is set to announce its latest interest rate decision this week. Economists expect the central bank to hold its benchmark interest rate steady for a 5th consecutive time on Wednesday. The bank has kept its key interest rate at 2.25% since October of 2025 now. Its governing council says it's closely monitoring the impact of the war between the U.S., Israel, and Iran. The update also comes as Canada has entered a technical recession for the first time since 2010. Moving right into those markets on this Monday, the TSX was up 65 points, the Dow was down 80, and the Nasdaq was up 220. And commodities, oil was up, closing at $91.30 a barrel. Gold was down, finishing at $4,363 an ounce. Our dollar was down, ending the day at 71.70 cents U.S. As the World Cup approaches, expect to be inundated with commercials from official FIFA sponsors. But as CTV's John Woodward reports, there are guerrilla marketing campaigns trying to hitch a ride on the event's momentum, large and small.
Our screen will be in front of the mural.
Susan Puff is getting ready to turn this parking lot into a soccer watch party in a few days.
That will be on Friday with Team Canada, so we hope everybody comes and cheers them on.
The Broadview Danforth Business Improvement Association's poster says cheer on Team Canada, but there are some words you don't see.
We're not allowed to use those two words, and I can't even say them in this interview. So you will have to say them.
Okay, I'll say it. The words are World and Cup, trademarks that FIFA is jealously guarding because its sponsorship revenue is worth billions.
They're typically huge companies, first of all, because you have to remember a FIFA sponsorship at the highest level, let's say a Coca-Cola, for example, might be anywhere from $150 to $200 million.
But there are other businesses trying for publicity as well. Tim Hortons is just celebrating its soccer heritage. Canadian airline Air Transat has poked fun at sky-high ticket prices, comparing them to actual flights. A campaign that's taken off, says creator Rafik Belmesk.
When there's a big event like this, it's important for brands to capitalize on some of the momentum that's happening on the field and some of the conversations that the fans are having.
Metrolink's offering a limited edition soccer Presto card. Vancouver's TransLink agency selling out of its soccer ball-shaped transit passes. And pot shop Cosmic Charlie's on Toronto's Queen Street West isn't selling a World Cup trophy bong. They're saying,
we have our championship bong.
How close can I fly to the sun without getting my wings burned off?
Trademark lawyer Mei Cheng says these efforts are often tongue-in-cheek, but cross the line and the cease and desist letters will come.
They're inviting trouble, if I can put it that way.
Trouble Susan Puff wants to avoid.
We've been creative, we've got a great plan, and everybody's going to have fun.
She knows that even if the words World Cup aren't on the poster, the fans will understand. John Woodward, CTV News.
On our local baseball diamond, the Barrie Bay Cats had their 3-game winning streak snapped by the Guelph Royals yesterday.
Leader, there's a drive to left field, far deeper, and that ball is gone.
The Royals jumped out to a 4-0 lead in the 4th inning and never looked back, defeating the Baycats 7-2 at Athletic Culture Stadium. The two teams meet again tomorrow night, but that'll be in Guelph. And talking Blue Jays, they're looking for their 3rd straight win in a row when they open a 3-game series against the Phillies at home tonight.
Off the foot of Cano. And Lucas will reach. Coming to the plate, Jimenez, and the Blue Jays have the lead.
The Jays are coming off a thrilling win over Baltimore, where they stormed back in the 6th inning, down 4-0, scoring 5 runs to take the lead. The Jays won that game 6-4. They'll send Patrick Corbin to the mound tonight, and the Phillies will counter with Christopher Sanchez. Still to come, pushing to play. A key player for the Canadian soccer team is hoping to get the all clear to join the team for the upcoming FIFA World Cup games. Details on the other side of the break. Time now to take a look at your Monday night primetime lineup. The NBA tip-off is at 8 o'clock, followed by the 2026 NBA Finals. Game 3, San Antonio Spurs versus the New York Knicks. And finally, CTV Barrie at 11 p.m. Welcome back. With just days to go until Canada's first World Cup match in Toronto, midfielder Ali Ahmed is hoping to return from injury and play in his first World Cup at home. CTV's chief anchor and senior editor Omar Sachedina on his soccer journey and the bumps along the way.
It's Ali Ahmed! Ali Ahmed's professional breakthrough came with the Vancouver Whitecaps. Now he'll return to that city and the city of his birth, Toronto, for the World Cup on home soil, a moment he's counting down to.
It's the pinnacle of football, of international football, and we're all just so excited to represent this beautiful country together.
But getting to play at this elite level has been a test of character and a validation of his tenacity.
Sharing a room with maybe 4 or 5 different strangers and using a public bathroom, but like I said, just wanted it so bad. And
used a public bathroom?
Yeah, like in the hostel, you don't have your own washroom.
He describes it as one of the lowest points in his life, living in a dingy room in Lisbon when he was just 17 to chase a pro contract in Portugal.
You turned down an academy contract at 17 with Toronto FC to go on to play in Europe. Why did you do that?
You know, every player, a lot of players from Canada have that European dream, and when you hear about a chance to play in a country like Portugal, sometimes you don't think twice, even if it might not be the prettiest situation.
It was a gamble on himself that didn't pan out, but he doesn't see it as a loss. He views it as a win because he got a lesson in resilience.
It's things like that, you know, make you appreciate where you're at now a lot more.
His persistence paying off with an impressive season at Norwich in England. Keeper parries it, Ali Ahmed scores from the rebound! He broke into the national team a year before Copa America in 2024, helping Canada to a 4th place finish.
There's nothing better than experience, and the Copa America, just the atmospheres and the pressure of games. No better way to test yourself, and experience is one of the best teachers, I feel.
2 things he says help ground him. The first is faith. A practicing Muslim, he plays even while he's fasting during Ramadan.
Just a spiritual boost, and you know, for the brain as well, and the soul. Like the boost you get, I think kind of counteracts the nutritional effects.
His other anchor?
Just as much as I represent Canada and love Canada, my parents, you know, come from Ethiopia, and that is also a big part of who I am, my identity, because, you know, that's where my parents, you know, kind of, you know, culture and raised me upon.
Ali Ahmed! Family who will be cheering him on at his first World Cup now in a matter of weeks.
It's amazing. It's amazing. No words can really describe how, you know, the feeling of playing in 2 home stadiums.
Omar Sachedina, CTV News, Toronto.
Casey Colby, would you be so kind as to remind us of the weather first thing tomorrow?
Let's take a look right now. The Get Up and Go forecast looks like this, ladies and gentlemen. At 7 o'clock in the morning, there it is. Sunny skies right across the board. Barrie, Newmarket, and Gravenhurst. 17 degrees and 16. Those are the 2 temperatures for 3 places to divide. Have yourself a fantastic evening. See you tomorrow, Sarah.
Same to you, Casey Colby, and a special thank you to everyone at home for not only joining us tonight, but for showing us so much support for the Troubadour concert. We had a fantastic time on Saturday, and there's far more to come. I'm Sarah Freemark. Take care.